Now, the NCB's reply in the Bombay High Court that India Today has accessed here has named Shah Rukh Khan's manager Pooja Dadlani. NCB in its reply has referred to the affidavit of witness Prabhakar Sail, who has levelled allegations of extortion against NCB's zonal director Sameer Wankhede. The NCB in its reply says Shah Rukh Khan's manager Pooja Dadlani appears to have influenced witnesses when the investigation was underway. NCB added that such interference is a malified attempt to derail the investigation and that this alone can be grounds to reject Aryan Khan's bail plea. Here's NCB now filing an affidavit accusing Pooja Dadlani, the manager of Shah Rukh Khan, of trying to influence witnesses and derail the probe. So, in fact, we have Saurav Akhtania there reporting live from Mumbai on this. Saurav, give us exactly an insight into who exactly is Pooja Dadlani. What interference did she have in this probe? And NCB now filing an affidavit directly accusing Pooja Dadlani of trying to derail this investigation. Now, on the other hand, you have a witness saying that Pooja Dadlani was part of a conversation where they were discussing on the amount to be paid to let off Aryan Khan. Is there any connection between the witness statement and what the NCB is saying in the affidavit?
Well, Nabila, this is an ongoing investigation and every day new things are getting revealed. And most importantly about Pooja Dadlani. Pooja Dadlani is the manager of SRK. We have been seeing her all the time during the hearings of Aryan Khan in court or be it NCB's office at Balatpur. Now, also at a time when NCB officials, including the VVS Singh, which is the investigating officer who had went to Mannat to give the notice to SRK, it was that time Pooja Dadlani who actually took notice on behalf of SRK. So clearly a very close for SRK and the manager of SRK. And let me tell you, there are allegations against Pooja Dadlani. A complaint has been filed by an advocate at MRA police station in Mumbai. The complaint says that how extortion was being done by the NCB officials. The KP Gosabi, the name whose witness whose name is coming in right now, and the names of Sameer Wankhede, others of the NCB officials and Pooja Dadlani are there in this particular complaint. Now, NCB officials are distancing itself. Even what Prabhakar Sail, the independent witness who has made huge allegations against the NCB officials, all of them are actually shying away from Pooja Dadlani. They are saying that they have no role to play with her. They have no information or any leads about it. But NCB officials, what they are saying, what they have filed a reply at the Bombay High Court just before some time, they claim that Pooja Dadlani is the one who is actually influencing the witnesses. Now, who are these witnesses? The witnesses are the Prabhakar Sail, who has filed an affidavit against the NCB official. But remember, again, there is a twist in this case, Nabila. The affidavit is yet to be filed in the court. It is not yet filed in the court. It has just been prepared and notary has been done, but has not been filed in any court. Now, what Prabhakar Sail is saying that he is going to file a complaint at MRA Marg police station. MRA Marg police station has now called him to give his statement. The second part of it is that Mumbai police, what they are saying is they have got a complaint, they have a written complaint available with them. So what they will do is they will first go through all the complaints, they will take down the statements, they will be calling all the person involved in this case one by one, after which they will be taking any action. Remember, the advocate who has filed a complaint with MRA Marg police station has demanded that the case against Wankhede and others to be filed under extortion of IPC. So it is a very serious charges. On the other hand, we also have the bail application hearing which is likely to go on by lunch.
And we're looking forward to that. India Today is going to continue tracking those developments. Stay with us. I'm going to cut across to Divyesh, who's right outside the NCB office. Divyesh, in the affidavit there, which the NCB has filed, it comes, in fact, as an after effect. Why did not the NCB decide to file an affidavit against Pooja Dadlani even before allegations of extortion were made against NCB chief Sameer Wankhede? It seems like now they've come around to file an affidavit accusing Pooja Dadlani of interfering in probe. When did she interfere? Any evidence of her involvement in speaking to any of the NCB officials or trying to pay off to let Aryan Khan go?
Well, Nabila, as of now, it's very at a very initial stage. They have just responded to the fail application filed by Aryan Khan, and in that response, they have said that Pooja Dadlani, it seems, was interfering in the probe. She was trying to influence witnesses in the case, and that is why it is a fit case for not granting bail to the accused. So, initially, Prabhakar Sahil, one of the independent witness, had made allegations against Samir Wankhede, had made allegations against his employer, KP Gosavi, who is also an independent witness in the case, and he had said that KP Gosavi had stated that 25 crores be demanded from Pooja Dadlani for the release of Aryan Khan. They had to settle for 18 crores. 8 crores had to be given to Samir Wankhede, while he was going to divide 10 crores like amongst themselves. And after that, there was some bag of cash that was collected, around 38 lakh rupees were collected, and Pooja Dadlani had given that bag containing cash. That is what Prabhakar Sahil has alleged. So this comes as an after effect when Prabhakar Sahil leveled these allegations. NCB now, in their response to the court, in their response to the bail application, have named Pooja Dadlani trying to influence witnesses in this case, and they've sought that the bail be rejected, the bail application be rejected on this ground.
Of course, here you have Pooja Dadlani, who seems to be under line of fire here, considering the NCB has now formally filed an affidavit there, claiming that Shah Rukh Khan's team member Pooja Dadlani has been trying hard to derail, probe and influence witnesses. This is a grave allegation. Now, what kind of action will be taken, that remains to be seen. Will this come as a setback for Aryan Khan's bail? In a bit, we'll find out. In fact, this comes after dramatic Aryan Khan and Ananya's drug chats that were exposed. All eyes currently now fixated on the Bombay High Court, where Aryan Khan's bail plea will be heard. In fact, Aryan's bail, the petition, will be heard by a single bench of Justice N.W. Sambre. Mukul Rohatgi will represent Aryan Khan in the Bombay High Court, along with senior lawyers Amit Desai and Satish Manishinde. India Today has now accessed NCB's reply to Aryan's bail application, and in its reply there, NCB says there are clear instances of tampering with the probe and influencing witnesses. Now, the anti-drug agency states that all accused are inextricably connected with each other, and the role of one accused cannot be disconnected, or in fact, it cannot be dissected from another. Narco Bureau here adds that even if no drugs have been recovered from someone, their involvement in larger conspiracy forms the basis of the investigation here. The 35-page reply further states that all offences under the NDPS Act are non-bailable. It also says that Aryan's involvement in illicit drug trafficking is apparent and cites a possible link between Aryan Khan and some foreign drug peddlers. Aryan's lawyers, on the other hand, have maintained that no drugs have been recovered from him and WhatsApp chats can't be linked to a conspiracy. Saurav Akhtania and Divesh joining us for more on that. Here, all eyes are on the Bombay High Court. Saurav, if you can give us some insight into what could be the arguments of the defense lawyers. It's been a few weeks now that Aryan Khan has been in custody without any drugs found on him. So here you have the NCB saying that drug chats are evidence enough that there could be a supply chain which they want to sort of get to the bottom of. Take us through what could be the highlights of today.
So, well, Nabila, before going to the defense arguments, let me tell you that the judge has got up just now. The Bombay High Court has just taken a break. That's the lunch break, what they are saying is. And the serial number which the court has reached by now is serial number 44. Remember, Aryan Khan's bail hearing is on serial number 57. So there is still some time. So we are expecting that the bail hearing on Aryan Khan to start only after 3 p.m. This is what the latest we are getting on India Today. Once again, I'd like to tell our viewers that the judge has got up. It's a lunch break, and serial number, this judge has still now reached serial number 44, and Aryan Khan's serial number is 57. So we are expecting after 3:30 is the time when the bail hearing of Aryan Khan actually gets started. Now, remember, The reply which the NCB has filed in the Bombay High Court clearly is opposing the bail application of Aryan Khan. Remember, whenever a bail application is filed in any court, be it Magistrate Court, Sessions Court or the Bombay High Court, the court asks the investigating officials to whether they are opposing the bail or they want to grant a bail. So the say of the investigating team is always taken. So before the hearing, the NCB has now filed a reply in the Bombay High Court, which the India Today have clearly accessed. It says that this is an ongoing investigation. Aryan Khan he did not may have possessed with the drugs, but the drugs which were brought by his friend Arbaz, he was going to consume it. This is what the NCB has stated in its reply. They have also stated,
those are ifs and buts. Can it be substantial evidence enough for him to be detained longer? Stay with us. I'm going to cut across to Akshita there, telling us about some of the possibilities for Aryan Khan in court today.
What can happen today, considering that the Bombay High Court is hearing Aryan Khan's bail plea? Here are 4 possibilities. The first possibility is that Aryan is denied bail, in which case he stays in the Arthur Road jail, and also that Vankire continues to head the investigation as he is right now if he's given the clean sheet. Aryan Khan gets bail and Vankire continues to head the investigation and Vankire is still given a clean sheet. Possibility 3 is that Aryan is denied bail, again remains in the Arthur Road jail, but there's also a setback for Sameer Vankire. He's removed from the investigation based on the probe by the NCB into allegations of extortion. There is also another possibility that Aryan Khan is granted bail and that Vankire is removed from the investigation, in which case someone else will take over the probe and there's relief for Aryan.
All right, cutting across to Divyesh there, joining us right from outside the NCB office. Divyesh, today is a bail hearing for Aryan Khan. It's been how many days? Give us a specific number of days that he's been in prison. And so far, it appears that all his pleas have fallen flat in court, with the NCB coming out with stronger evidence to show that he could possibly influence witnesses in this case, and that some of the drug chats there, incriminating evidence that shows that there's bulk buying of drugs, a conversation of hard drugs like cocaine, WhatsApp chats shared with Ananya Pandey, where she's willing to supply some of that to Aryan Khan. So a supply chain can also be tracked. A lot more evidence from the past hearings, it appears, that the NCB has this time, making this possibly difficult for Aryan Khan to get bail as yet. What do you say?
Well, Nabila, this is the Bombay High Court where the bail application of Aryan Khan is to be heard. Earlier, the Magistrate Court and the Sessions Court have rejected bail applications of Aryan Khan because Section 29 of NDPS was applied against Aryan Khan. Remember, Section 29 of NDPS amounts to conspiracy, and this was the section because of which bail was denied. Other than that, NCB had brought to light that there are certain investigations which are going on regarding a foreign national with whom Aryan was in touch with, and they have sought help of MEA, Ministry of External Affairs, to trace this person, to get details of this person, and there could be a link to an international cartel. That is why this was also a ground given by the Narcotics Control Bureau at the Sessions Court, and that is why the bail was again rejected by the Sessions Court, after which bail application was filed at the Bombay High Court by lawyers of Aryan Khan. It has almost been 16 to 17 days that Aryan Khan is in prison. Before that, he was placed under arrest on 3rd of October. Remember, 3rd of October, on the eve of 2nd of October, the cruise bust happened. The NCB officials nabbed several people on the cruise Cordelia, which was to leave, which was to set sail from the cruise terminal in Mumbai. After which, on 3rd of October, Aryan Khan was placed under arrest. He remained in custody for a few days, after which he was sent to judicial custody by the Metropolitan Magistrate Court, after which he moved bail. Metropolitan Magistrate Court, due to maintainability issues, rejected bail of Aryan Khan due to Sections 29. Remember, Section 29 was not applied, not invoked against Aryan Khan during the first remand. It was during the second remand when for the second time Aryan Khan was produced in the Metropolitan Magistrate Court. It was only then this section was applied against him. And this section led to the bail being rejected at the Metropolitan Court. After that, application was filed at the Sessions Court, at the Special NDPS Court, where again the bail application was rejected, where various grounds were presented by the Narcotics Control Bureau, including the link to a foreign cartel that is being investigated by the NCB.
Devesh, it seems like the third bid this time. After all those attempts, 19 days in prison. Aryan Khan remains in prison. Today is a bail hearing in the Bombay High Court, but a lot of possibilities that it could get delayed yet again. Let me quickly cut across to Rajdeep Sardesai. In fact, right after the Mumbai Session Court rejected bail to Aryan Khan in the cruise drug bust case earlier, Rajdeep Sardesai spoke to former Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi. He questioned the validity of the WhatsApp chats that has been considered as primary evidence in this case. And here's what Mukul Rohatgi there had to say in response.
Mukul Rohatgi, former Attorney General, one of the country's leading lawyers, is joining me to make sense of this case for us. Mr. Rohatgi, when the bail plea was rejected yesterday, no recovery, no trail of dealings, no money exchange, no phone records with any convicted peddler, no past history, no past police records, no witnesses. So on the basis of what is being called conscious possession, the fact that one of his friends was allegedly Aryan's friends had drugs, Aryan doesn't get bail, and on the basis of WhatsApp chats. What do you make out of this case?
Rajdeep, you have made all the points which any lawyer will make in a court of law. As you said, no recovery, no consumption, no medical test, no past history, no other issue except so-called WhatsApp chat, which is the foundation of the order of the court. There is nothing else. And apart from WhatsApp chat, it talks about quote unquote involuntary confession. So a confession made to an enforcement officer is a very, very weak piece of evidence. And a WhatsApp chat is equally weak. A WhatsApp chat can be proved under special law and special rules that will be in a trial. But as of today, we are only talking about bail. We are not talking about conviction or acquittal, mind you. So what do you see in bails? You see the nature of offense. Nature of offense is based on small quantity or commercial quantity. Here it is no quantity. It can be based on regular consumption. There is no proof of consumption. It can be based on past history. There is no past history. If this is the position and somebody has 4 grams of charas in his shoe, which may be a co-accused or whatever, there is no way that this offense can require a punishment of a year or more, where bail is to be for the asking, merely by putting sections which have more serious offenses doesn't change the nature of the facts. So if these broad 4 or 5 facts are available on the table, then according to me, the equation only ends in bail and cannot end in jail.
Now, India Today has exclusively accessed Aryan Khan's drug chats with actor Ananya Pandey and friends, including some of the star kids. Aryan has been found talking about some bulk buying of narcotic substances in his chats with Achit Kumar, an alleged drug peddler. The chat indicates that Aryan ordered weed worth 80,000 rupees from Achit Kumar for consumption with friends. India Today is the only channel that has exposed these explosive drug chats. In one of those chats dated back in 2019, Aryan Khan inquires about weed, says that he will be taking it from Ananya in secret, to which Ananya responds saying that it's in demand. In the second chat India Today has accessed, Ananya says that she is in business during discussions on drugs. Aryan asks Ananya if she has bought weed, to which she replies saying he is getting it. The third chat is the group chat where Aryan is talking to two of his friends earlier this year. Aryan is seen saying, "Let's do cocaine tomorrow," and then jokingly adds that he is going to get his friends caught by the NCB. Now, the NCB has arrested Aryan Khan over drug-related WhatsApp chats found in his phone. The NCB is heavily relying on Aryan's WhatsApp chats, just as it did in Riya Chakravarti's case. In fact, the Sessions Court Judge V.V. Patil has said that Aryan's WhatsApp chats prima facie reveal that he is dealing in illicit drug activities on a regular basis. The Supreme Court has now given two different observations on the admissibility of WhatsApp chats in the last 2 years. What will the Bombay High Court do now? Let's take a listen.
The Narcotics Control Bureau is claiming WhatsApp chats as the clincher that links Aryan Khan to an international drug conspiracy. India Today has learnt that the NCB has presented Aryan's chats with an upcoming Bollywood actress. The chats are allegedly about the cruise party. Sources say that Aryan and the actress were discussing drugs in the chats. Apart from these chats, Aryan's alleged conversations with some drug peddlers have also been submitted by the NCB. NCB asked the Sessions Court to note WhatsApp chat between Aryan Khan and his friend and co-accused Arbaz Merchant, where they said that they're going to have a blast. Aryan's legal team has argued that while the lingo of today's generation could generate suspicion, having a blast could mean something totally different and therefore cannot be the basis for culpability or denial of bail. Judge V.V. Patil of the Mumbai Sessions Court clearly did not buy Aryan Khan's defense today as he rejected the Star Kid's bail. The judge observed, WhatsApp chats prima facie reveal that accused number 1, Aryan Khan, is dealing in illicit drug activities of narcotic substances on regular basis. Therefore, it cannot be said that the accused number 1 is not likely to commit similar offence while on bail, and that incriminating material in form of WhatsApp chats show the nexus of accused number 1 with suppliers and peddlers. While NCB is relying heavily on the WhatsApp chats to implicate Shah Rukh Khan's son, the Supreme Court in January 2020 observed WhatsApp messages, which are verbal communications, are a matter of evidence with regard to their meaning and its content to be proved during the trial and cross-examination. However, in July this year, top court held that there is no evidential value to WhatsApp chats since anything can be created or deleted on social media. Just like the Riya Chakravarti case, in Aryan's case too, WhatsApp chats have formed the Narcotics Control Bureau's probe. Do chats about having blast suggest illicit drug trafficking? Will these chats hold as evidence in the Bombay High Court now? Bureau Report, India Today.